This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, before we begin, we must provide a disclaimer that the following information provided is not investment advice. Our methods, teachings, and content are for educational purposes only. All materials and lessons are protected assets or market making strategies, LLC. Any plagiarism or sharing of our content is strictly prohibited, and any violators are subject to applicable laws. Now, good morning, everyone. Hope you all are having a lovely start to your day. Had a lovely evening yesterday. We're in the middle of the week. We got some nice activity and volume, the personality of the day. Yes, the personality of the day is more long. We are seeing that there's buying, there's controlling prints in multiple stocks. So that starts to give us an understanding of what we might be seeing as a personality for the day overall, for what the market, the algos, whatever you want to see or say are doing. Now, let's move on to our stocks. So I've got BTCT up here. As you can see, it's bottom of my list because it popped up last. But we saw this a few days ago, and as we remember, it moves with a lot of range. I mean, although that's saying 50-cent increments, every bar is nearly $1 at times. So what I did notice, which was interesting, is there was a lot of off levels, and it's a 3 to 4 print personality. But when you see a massive amount of, I don't have it here, but there was a huge amount at 1090, about 6 to 7 prints, which came in around about here, which I remember. That was kind of the floodgates to really start the move. So again, high level stock, don't forget that. It seems to be working off short-term prints, which makes complete sense for a stock with high range and high volume. It's the easiest way to maximize range is by not trying to control the stock at levels. That's going to be extremely hard to do when it's basically hitting a level every single bar. So BTCT level 5 stock seems right now to be moving on short-term prints without controlling. And if level prints come in, they're participating with the short term. They're not taking control of the stock. So BTCT is certainly one we're going to watch. Our number one stock, sorry for going to BTCT first, but our number one stock, KXIN. KXIN is lovely. It's been controlled very well. There's building in this area. Lots of nice prints came in. You got 6 ask right there, 6 ask right there. You've had really nice building prints underneath. The volume is great at 19 million. This is clearly building below 6. We just now need to see the volume come in at open or before open. Look to release. Now remember, it's hit 6 twice. So typically in these forms of setups, which are more textbook, you could see a third time. So if you see another set of big prints and it travels to 6, you've got to be even more mindful. You don't want to see more than 3 because then you can start assuming that it just needs to build all day. And it's looking to keep building below 6. So if it comes to 6 again and you've got 2 to 3 prints and buying below and above, alignment, short term and higher volume, then we know that we are looking at a target in this situation of 7. So what I have noticed interestingly is it was holding this 525 level decently well. So keep an eye on that level, 525 at all times to make sure that it doesn't bounce off that in the open. But 5 is a huge magnet. And given that we've hit 6 already twice and we have building here, there's no surprise that there's a magnet towards 5, considering 5 will have a lot of retail presence. That would be the area that'd be perfect for it to come back to, pick up shares, maybe even play there for about 4, 5, 6 minutes, pick its shares up, and then make its way back to 6. Very textbook setup. So KXIN is our number one. IONQ. We know IONQ has lots and lots and lots of exceptional building and buying. I like this stock on a daily because although you might not see much in the pre-market, it moves and it has no problem moving straight away, first thing in open. So keep an eye on substance and volume. If it's very familiar, then you know that it's continuing that exceptional build. And with that exceptional build, do not forget 25 is above. Now, if we look here, we got a high here. So it's about this 25 range. So it's definitely building below that 25. So be extremely mindful if you're getting in this, that 25 could be a level of interest, or sorry, will be a major level of interest. This one, again, we don't have anything to really set anything up yet, but if it comes into the open and it's nothing but buying and it's nothing but great volume, well, you can treat it again like an exceptional stock if that's the case. Number 3 is Mara. Mara has had lots and lots sprinkling of extremely good buying. You can see 23.70, 23.95, 23.83. This is all short-term prints, so I would definitely put Mara on my list. It's right here at 24. You just see 95 coming in. So basically, they are all building massive short-term prints here. This is definitely one to watch for a trade this morning. Once again, once you're in, do not forget 25 is right above. If you see that it continues with its building element and phase in open, be patient. Be patient and make sure that you're not trying to execute a trade in a build phase. You will get taken out. You want to make sure to see the clarity and the money flow that those build prints are now ready to move. That does not necessarily mean that they have to move into money time, but move away from the area of build and exceptionally move forward, or you will see what needs to be seen for it to say short-term prints are now going towards 25 target. Number 4, OKLO. This is really interesting. Unfortunately, now look, it's only 200,000 shares. So this bar might say look amazing to some people, given it went from 22.50 all the way to 26. But keep in mind, it's 200,000 shares. That's nothing. Now, what I will tell you is there are 26 asks, and there were a nice set, about 4 to 5 prints, I believe. It came down, it was building, we had some 25.50. We also had 25 ask. So between 26 and 25, the volume isn't the best, but it's still 3.5 million shares. And this is a build period. If you look at a stock like this, that in 200,000 shares, it moved to 22.50 to 26, that being a $3.50 range. If we were looking at this right now, the clear understanding is you're building in this type of situation for the possibility of 30. And we know OKLO travels in range. It has a high of 555, and that is given in a very immediate time frame because this is when all the move was happening. So with the right volume, with the right buying, which we have, this has the ability to test 30 again. So keep OKLO. Now, if you're wondering how would this look, you can see this 25 not only is a huge psych level, but we have a print line there. That makes it doubly strong. 25, what's the problem with it? It hasn't held. 24.50 has held. So 25 could be tied into games. Be mindful of that. And just realize for now, 24.50 is a far better level. Why is that interesting? Interesting because if the games are being played at 25, plus we know there's a bit of buying there in 26, then you want to be underneath the games. So if it pulled back to 24.50 and one more time and then volume came in and it went towards 25, that would be your best entry. You're not going to get a better entry than above 24.50. So keep that in mind. But I believe with the right volume, and if 26 to 25 doesn't continue build and we see a release from 26, continuation of short-term buying 27, 28, this could easily get to 30. And this could get to 30 relatively quick in the first phase of the morning. Keep that one in mind. Next, PLTR. There's not much to talk about this. This has been one of the top stocks in the last few weeks. Exceptional buying. So I don't see anything drastically changing in this stock. So just the same type of format seems to apply to this. They love this stock. It's becoming the darling stock. And as we know, it's on its way to becoming a major, major player. So just again, it has beautiful range, usually very, very controlled, very lack of games. This is what I would definitely put a level 2, level 3 stock. This is a great stock if you're looking for range, if you're looking to manage your, if you're new and a novice trader and you believe that now you like to trade a stock that has good control and range. If you have the elements in this stock, this is a good one. Now we can see it's gone all the way up close to 62, but it did not print at 62. That's really important because one thing we like to see in pre-market is that it puts some prints there so we know what it needs to go back to, which allows us to look for a pullback entry, and we know there's a future target above that. If there's nothing here, there's no target extra target. I did see prints at 61, but technically those 61 prints are really far off now. So we don't know what exactly they're doing here, but we know, although that's market makers and this can't be target reached, I would love to have seen some prints set up here. So we know there's a high percentage move back up. So keep in mind, volume comes back in. You can see 6120 is a solid level, 6140 is a solid level. Looking at this, it loves its increments. So keep that in mind, that it's 20-cent increments it does like. That could easily change in the open and go to 50 cents, but we can only plan off what we see now. And we've talked about BTCT, and look at that. Look at that. Short-term prints. I talked about it. It was over here. Look where it's gone to already. I mean, it just doesn't take much time for all these stocks to make their move if you can read the prints, if you can read what they're doing. These things become a lot of fun. You are well ahead. When you know how to successfully read the prints, as I will teach you, you will be ahead of what's going to happen. You will know what the chart looks like before it even occurs, because you're going to be able to read what the prints are intending to do. So that's all our list of stocks. Hope you guys have made a nice notes. Obviously, I'll be sharing my input in the open, but if there's any stocks you want me to look at, please let me know now. I'll give you another minute. Or any questions on the stocks that I mentioned, please ask me now. Okay, no questions then. Good luck. Hope you all have a lovely morning. Let's, as I always say, be patient in the open. Remember, every trade is never 100%. 70, 75, 80, 85. Do not only plan what the 80 or 75 high percentage portion looks like. You should always know what the opposite looks like, so you are not concerned. And when you plan it, then it's just numbers and it's just protocols. So you won't have any surprises. With that being said, you all have a lovely morning.